Do your cat drawings ever come out suspiciously looking like a statue? Don't worry, you're not alone. The number one reason why beginner cat drawings look stiff is because they treat cats like dogs or horses, like they're built from blocks. But here's the magic trick that changes everything. Cats are liquid. They don't stand, they pour. They don't sit, they melt. And if you want to capture that mood, that judgmental I run the house vibes, then you're going to have to stop drawing statues and start drawing flow. And hey, if you want a quick one-page cat drawing guide, then I have a free download for you. I'll tell you more about it later. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to break that stiff drawing method. We're going to fix the eyes, unlock the ears, and I'm going to show you the bean method that's going to make your drawings look alive instantly. Let's get into it. With a lot of other different types of drawings, they'll be telling you how to use circles or squares or rectangles to kind of build up the construction of the animal. And in a lot of different animals, that's super helpful. Like in my horse video, I've told you to use different shapes to be able to build up the structure of the horse. And that works for horses, but for cats, it's a little bit different. The problem with cats is that when you use rectangles or squares, it tends to make them look more like robots than the fluid, dynamic creatures that they are. So how are we going to fix that? We're going to draw two overlapping bean shapes. The main thing to take away with these shapes is that cats are compressible. These bean shapes can squash and stretch depending on the pose of the cat, depending on what it's doing. And for the head shape, we might start with a circle, but we're not going to end there. Some cats have very large, round, circular heads, but most of them have more of a squashed kind of oval head. Keep this in mind when you're drawing. So even if you have a larger, broad, circular shape, you'll tend to make it squashed a little bit more, and then that'll help really bring out the character and make it feel more alive. All right, now time for phase 2, the attitude, and that means drawing the eyes. So with human eyes, we have more of a elongated almond shape. If you were to try to draw this on a cat, you're going to get into uncanny valley pretty fast. Again, like with the head shape, what I do is I might start with a big, broad circle, and to be able to show the area of where the eye needs to be. I really study the particular cat I'm drawing because honestly, they're all so different. And when you look very closely at the cat you're trying to draw, you'll notice little tiny things about their eyes that make the shape just ever so slightly different. If you use the circle as a broad guideline, then you can kind of make a smaller, circular, a little bit more almond shape. Not quite so much into human territory, but just a little bit. And then when you do that, that really kind of emphasizes the personality as well. And if you're really looking to add a bit of sass to your cat, then take the lid, the upper lid, and lower it slightly. You'll draw a little tiny little dash to just indicate the upper eyelid. And, that really does the trick, makes it very sassy. Certainly gives them that judgmental eye on the house look because, let's face it, they do. So now another mood indicator, big one, are the ears. So you may have noticed in my dog video that the distance between a dog's ears can be different on different breeds. Some are wider, some are more narrow. With cats, it's about the same. So there's pretty much always about this much room between the ears. Now, what is different in cats is kind of the angle at which the ears are facing and the way that they are positioned on the head. I tend to indicate this with a U shape, like an upside down U shape. While a lot of depictions of cats have super pointy ears, very few actually have extremely pointed ears. So as you can see, the tip here just kind of narrows from the base into a nice rounded shape. Now, as far as indicating different moods, now that's a little bit different of a story. Let's go ahead and do a expression that sort of shows maybe a little bit of annoyance. As you know, cats can get annoyed by different things. One of the easiest ways to show that is by doing airplane ears. That means a position of the ears where they're sort of completely on their sides and not completely flat back, but just sort of sideways. Now, if just one ear is sideways, that might mean they're listening to something. But if both ears are flattened in this way, in this airplane ear style, more than likely, it means that they're annoyed at something. So here's our cat now. As you can see with this eye positioning and then these airplane ears, there's quite a mood going on here. All right, now we're going to move on to the fur. When I'm inking a sketch of a cat, what I tend to do is that I don't draw a solid outline all the way around the cat. Instead, what I do is kind of break up the outline a little bit, especially if it's a really fluffy cat. Some areas where this happens the most are on the cheeks or on the chest, under the chin sometimes, and around the tail. What I like to do when I'm kind of caricaturing on the spot is just draw a straight line like this and then do little couple dashes to indicate the fur texture and then keep going. It's a quick little tip that really indicates some texture and movement in the drawing without having to do lots of intricate types of line work here. And when you're doing the fur around the face, I tend to keep the lines sort of minimal because the more lines you tend to do in ink, the more older it can appear, or like you're just kind of adding detail for detail's sake, and it doesn't always enhance the piece. I do tend to keep in mind the fur texture for when I'm coloring though, because every single hair on the face will move away and basically go outside of where the nose is. So if you kind of think of the nose as the central point, the fur will just kind of go in every direction away from the nose. And if remembering that fur flow direction is a little tricky, I added a tiny fur flow chart in my free download, so you can check that out. It's just a quick reference, but it's super useful. Now to correct some mistakes from earlier. Here's the stiff version. This guy, he's just kind of existing. You see how straight and stiff this leg is? Let's add some gesture to it. Even if something as simple as drawing this flowing gesture line through the drawing really helps. Have you ever accidentally drawn a plank leg? Well, I have too. Let me know in the comments if you ever did that before. And in the tail, have you ever seen a cat really hold its tail quite like this before? Let's fix that. I'll do another gesture to be able to show the flow in the tail. So remember, cats are liquid. The more you add flow and gesture into the drawing, the more life you're going to give to it. Use bean shapes to build the flow. Pay attention to each individual cat that you're drawing to be able to really capture their eyes and their personality. And be sure to not outline the entire silhouette for real soft fur realism. If you'd like a quick one-page guide to drawing cats, I have a free guide for you below. It's a fast cheat sheet that you can keep for reference, either on your phone, tablet, or even print it out. And now that you've made your cats look more alive, choose your next animal adventure. You can learn how to draw dogs with personality here, or learn more about horses and their personality here. Pick one, and I'll see you over there.